Hey guys, I'm going to redo my tutorial because my first one was a little bit confusing, and I'll just show you the one method instead of going into the crazy math and getting blank stares. So we'll start off here by opening up Shake. Okay, so you see we've got our Shake thing here. We'll take our raw footage. I'm just dragging it over from my other screen. I'll just drag it over instead of filing it in, whatever. Alright. And we'll change our timeline 337 frames. Alright, and we should be able to see there. Here is our footage. Alright, I'm just going to go through this pretty quick. If we click on the settings thing here so that we can see our settings for our clip, I'll drag this up. You can see source and timing. Okay, we're going to click on timing. And we're going to scroll down here. You see we've got none, speed, remap, and convert. We're going to click on remap. Okay, because basically what we're going to have is Colin come in pretty quick, get on the rail, slow down, and then once he gets off, he just gets off and keeps going, okay? So, like I said in the first tutorial, you're not going to need to worry about these in points and out points. The only real thing that you're going to have to worry about is your retiming, obviously, and the retime mode. It automatically gets set to blend. We're going to want it to set to adaptive, okay? And that gives you these other settings here, and so we're going to set this to best. And this is deinterlacing is going to be set to fast because this is already progressive video. Alright, this is our graph, and that's where you're going to actually be doing the retiming, okay? But just to get the timing right, we're just going to turn this back to blend, and we'll leave this remap on, but we don't want to have any optical flow on. That's what the adaptive is. The adaptive is the optical flow, and it will add to your render time, and it will just make it a lot longer to render out once you're, getting your time right. So we're just going to start off by going onto our graph here and getting our timing right, and then we'll put the optical flow in at the end, okay? So let's see, Colin gets on the rail at about 163, okay? That's about here. You're going to shift and click onto the line, and that'll put a little point on it for you. And from there you can drag it around and all that, okay? Now I'm just going to go to where Colin gets off the rail and put another point here, okay? And basically I can just click and drag this down, and what it's going to do is it's going to speed up, and then as the curve starts to get more flat, it's going to slow down, and then as it gets more steep, then it'll speed back up, okay? So basically the way that we have it right now, I'm just scrubbing through this regular time, I guess. You can see that if I scrub through this regular time, it does slow down and then Colin speeds back up. Alright, I'm not gonna render anything out. Actually, you know what? Let's render something else. Let's see, I'll say 125 to about 225, okay, and see how long that takes to render out. Now this is without optical flow on. This is with frame blending on, so it's not going to look as good as it would with the optical flow. Okay. So as you can see, it sort of speeds up and then speeds up on the way out. That's basically the time remapping effect in its in the way that it works. Okay. So I'm going to kill this, and basically Colin does come in slow. This is 60p footage, right? So Colin does come in slow. So this really isn't 100%, this steepest part of the line. So what I'm going to do is just click and drag to select the rest of these points and just drag them in to speed up Colin's first bit of the footage, okay? And that's going to change the first bit of the footage here. It's going to go a lot faster. And then when Colin gets on, it'll still slow down. All right. I like to have another point here to sort of flatten that curve, because this curve is so gradual that it just doesn't really hit you in the face. It doesn't spam you, I guess, like how Andrew's tutorial goes. So all I'll do is I'll just have it a little bit sharper of a curve, just so that it makes the effect a little bit more prominent. We'll do that on the end as well. Just shift click and drag up just to make the line a little less curvy, I guess. And we'll also click on this final point and drag it in also to sort of match the same angle of the first section of this line, so that the speeds are somewhat the same. Okay, and if we render this out, why aren't you going from 125? You better. Either way, you get the end of it. Should, I hope. And you should see that it should speed up towards the end when he gets off the rail. There you go. With the graph, you do have to do a little bit of playing, but this is basically the way that it works. And this is just, a quick little 5-minute ditty, I guess. And there's really, you play with these out points, you play with the in points, stretch them out, make them go a little faster, whatever, make this a little steeper, make it go a little faster, same thing with everything else. Just drag it all over like this. I'm going to guess that a 45 degrees 100%. And then we'll do the 1 to 300, I guess. And actually we'll do like 25 or something like that, because the beginning is a little weird. Alright, and just to let you guys know, this is still without the optical flow, so as you can see, my computer isn't quite as fast as the iMacs in the lab, but it's pretty quick. It's still got the 4 gigs of RAM and all that stuff. So as you can see how long this is taking to render out, it's not the quickest. So that's why I would totally recommend putting the optical flow to the last, just to make everything look a little bit better. Right now we're just getting the timing right and making sure that everything looks right. And then once we get everything to look right and the timing to be the way that we want it, then we'll put the optical flow on it, and it'll really make it look a little bit better. Alright, so as you can see, Colin comes in normal speed, gets on the rail, slows down, and speeds up when he gets back off the rail. So that's basic time remapping for you guys. Okay, I'm just going to throw this back over on the other screen here. And pause it. Okay. So now we've got to put our time remapping in, or our optical flow. So basically we've got our remap set. We've got this set to blend. I'm going to set this to adaptive. Okay. And our motion, I guess, set it to best. See what works what looks the best. Because as you can see, just if you're watching the screen here, when I go from blend, you can see, look at the difference. This is all like there's crap artifacting. It's just completely blurry. The motion blurs everywhere. Once I click adaptive, take a look in this window here. I'm gonna click adaptive right now. Look at it. Look at the difference. You can just see it totally sharpens itself right up, and that's just with the basic settings. Okay. We want to set our motion to best. I don't think you should notice too much of a difference. Yeah, you do a little bit. And then when you start messing with these two settings here, the flow smoothness and flow precision, these are what are going to bring up your render times, okay? But it's really going to make a difference onto your video. And like I said in my presentation, the best settings may not be the best for your video. You could end up having, the default settings, like I said, be the best. Or that, if this is set to fast, it might look better than best, or whatever. It's a lot of playing and a lot of, sitting there rendering and watching your stuff, okay? That's just the way that it works. So as you guys can see, I'm just going to render it out here, and hopefully it's going to open a new one for me. Yep. So you can see how long it's taking to render now with the optical flow on. It's taking about a good 3 seconds per frame right now. I've rendered this out, and as you can see now, this is with the optical flow, with the time remap. This is just a continuation, I guess, of your the tutorial I was just doing. I just stopped to render everything out, so here you go. This is basically all you can do with the time remapping and the optical flow. It's obviously a lot smoother than what you guys saw with the frame blending, and I wish you guys good luck on your attempts. Alright, that's it.